This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com. I just got back from watching Bill and Ted Face the Music, Bill and Ted 3, which I don't recommend at all. I'll get into it more, but once again, I have more of this wonderful pot from the good folks at Crystal Gardens that supplied me with some Element 115. And trust me, after sitting through that, you need this. So the first Bill and Ted came out in the year 1989. I remember watching that when I was a kid, and I liked it. Then there was a cartoon for kids that was out in 1990, and I did like that. The sequel, I barely remember, in 91. This part 3 in 2021 that features both Bill and Ted have daughters. They're heavily featured in this. It's terrible. It's really awful. Basically, they need to come up with a song to unite the world and salvage humankind. So they travel through time trying to find band members such as Jimi Hendrix, Mozart, famous musicians from throughout history. The girls actually travel through time to find that, while Bill and Ted try and find themselves in the future, to find themselves in the future, so themselves in the future can tell them this amazing song that will save humanity. Smoking with the Small Town says he watched it the other day and didn't like it at all either. So yeah, basically what happens is there's a robot that's trying to kill them all, traveling through time. It eventually does kill them, sends them to hell. But then the robot ends up killing itself too because it feels bad for killing them. And that went out. Then they all have to make friends with Death in hell, have him join the band where all the famous musicians are also in hell. Once again, thank you, Crystal Gardens, for sending me your samples. So yeah, they convince Death to join the band, and then they all come out of hell. They play this song, which, by the way, isn't even a good song. It actually gave me a headache, to be perfectly honest. And they unite the world, and that's the end of the movie. So I did like the girl that played Keanu Reeves's daughter. I thought she was talented. It was kind of a throwback to see Bill and Ted again 30 years later, 31 years later. But other than that, oh, by the way, also they made up with their wives who at the start of the movie were trying to get them to go to marriage counseling. So it's all a happy ending, and the robot even ends up finding a wife or a girlfriend, as this keeps going out on me. Has anyone else seen the movie? Smoking with the Small Town did not like it. Merd said that, well, this is to promote Crystal Gardens, who sent me Element 115 to sample. This is not a regular thing unless people send me more. Jonerman 22 and says, and that's why I'm not watching that shit. Just stick with part 1 and 2. Those movies were hilarious. This movie wasn't funny. I can't recall one point during this movie where I laughed. Now it's starting to hit me a bit more. As I drink my milk, you gotta have the protein. Couple more questions and comments. Jay-Z says the original movie ruled. Or are you talking about this movie? Did you like this third Bill and Ted? If you did, I'm shocked. Mike says I need RVD and Val Venus. Well, I have hung out with Val Venus. RVD I've met a few times. There's a video of RVD fighting John Morrison in PCW Ultra on this channel that I posted recently. As I go through the rest of your comments, Trevor C says you like John Wick. I liked the first two. I didn't like the third. I did not like the third. This keeps going out. John Wick 3 sucks. So that's 2 movies in a row of Keanu Reeves I didn't like. But apparently Ivali's like John Wick 3. Kakashi says, what's the worst part of Bill and Ted 3? The robot jokes that the robot makes that temporarily killed them all. I guess he's like the only heel in the movie, but he ends up being, they turn him into a goofy character in the end where he keeps introducing himself over and over and over again. It wasn't funny the first 2 times, and by the 12th time, you're just like, please stop showing this guy. Sam Lentz says he got RVD super high after ECW, but before his WWE contract. Funny dude. Imagine if I hadn't smoked something before going to see that movie, how much even worse it would have been. JD says, most excellent dudes. I do like, here's one good thing about the movie. I am so sick of hearing people say bro, particularly from the wrestling industry. At least they say dudes in this movie instead of bro. I would have had to leave if it was bro. I hate the word bro. But dude, I'm cool with. Tony says AEW all out shit the bed. I did see that on social media. Since I am a little bit high now, thanks to that Element 115, which I had before. Now after that movie, I did train, lifted weights today. My legs are dead. I've ran this week and I tested myself with deadlifts the other night. Did probably 4 really heavy sets. And my legs I tried running last night and I had a decent run, but I definitely need to take a night off from running. But I'll run tomorrow after I interview Tony Jones from Beyond the Mat. He's doing a live interview with me, 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'll lift weights earlier in the day. Mike just bought a Bobby Heenan Weasel toy. What is it with older people buying toys now? But back to AEW, yes, I heard that it looks like Matt Hardy got a concussion. Other than that, it was really bad. But people also said that was bad because he continued the match after hurting himself. Again, I didn't see it. I was just scrolling through my Twitter at Devin Hannibal when I shared this video before I put it out, and I saw a lot of people saying that the All Out wasn't good and WrestleMania was better. I saw a few people compared it to WrestleMania. Tony said the first 2 Bill and Teds were awesome. Ralph says hold it for longer. Keep in mind here, Ralph, I am a THC drop user, not really a smoker. I was given a sample to try and to help the guy out on this channel. I will try samples. I have a massage gun I use here all the time. This is my third massage gun. This is my favorite. I like getting samples. I wish people would send me supplement samples because I spend a fortune on supplements. Kashi says Vince Russo wants to know my location due to the bro comment. My God. I've had enough of the bros. I do like Vince Russo, but I notice so many people. I'm not even going to call people out on it, but it's overdone in wrestling, and it just gives me a headache. Sam Lentz says AEW target audience of 1. They have an audience. They have a small hardcore audience that supports them, and their audience is bigger than NXT's audience. So congratulations, AEW. You regularly beat the development brand. But this was about Bill and Ted. I give it thumbs down. And I'm reviewing it because during my daily news update earlier today, a fan tipped me $5 to review it. So I always like to please my wonderful fans. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, Tony Jones from Beyond the Mat interview right here on the Hannibal TV. Subscribe, like, and share this video. I'm just saying that to sound like everyone else. Subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. And while you're at it, go to my other channel, Devin Nicholson, where I post just full-length interviews and some other custom content, not much. But for the people that don't like shoot interview clips, my live stream interviews are now also streamed on my other channel. So thank you, Ralph, for telling me stay safe. And Joner Man says AEW has a certain audience. They have a hardcore audience. There are some AEW fans, maybe 20%, 15 to 20% of this channel are AEW fans. So I'm not going to hate on them. You're entitled to like whatever you want. I don't get off on watching intergender wrestling. I don't really like it, but I know there's an audience for it. That's why, for example, I posted Tessa Blanchard and Daga versus Taya and John Morrison on my channel last night, a video that PCW Ultra let me post. So I don't discriminate on what type of fan you are. God bless you if you like AEW. I don't hold it against you. I'm glad you're a wrestling fan and you're going to me for news and interview videos. I appreciate every single one of the fans.